Today you're going to have art with Miss Marina. We're going to explore trees, plants, lines, and shapes. We're going outside on a treasure hunt to collect our materials, maybe with your brother or sister or parents. We will look for anything dry that is a line but not too thick, skinny, or flat is best. When we get home, we will make shapes with them, so make sure you bring a bag to collect your treasures. As we explore, we will talk about different trees and plants we meet along the way, and we'll learn how nature helps each other. Do you know we are nature?
Go for it.
Did you know we are nature? We are. We are in the animal family, and right now we are helping each other and trying to have fun and stay healthy. Let's start our treasure hunt. This is my little elf helper, Lucianos. He's my grandson. He's going to help us collect pine needles too. Lucianos is noticing all the pine needles under this tree. And the bark of the ponderosa pine looks like a puzzle. Has a lot of texture, which is what things feel like. And it's kind of reddish. Ponderosa is, the meaning of ponderosa is pine that's red. So you can always tell the ponderosa by its color and its bark. One cool thing about ponderosa is its needles. They're very long and thin, and they always grow in groups of 3. So if you go out into the woods, check it out and count. This tree is really good at math. It can count to 3. We're going to use some of these needles for our project. So choose some nice long ones and put them in your bag. If you don't have pine needles, I'll show you other things we can use. This is what the ponderosa pine seeds look like. And they fall all around the tree. And they can only become seeds and pop away from their cone with fire. It's one good thing that fire can do for the forest is it makes all these pine cones pop and they scatter far away from the mother tree. You can go around your house and pick up pine cones that are near your house because they do burn, and that will keep your house safe when there's wildfire this summer. This is a juniper tree. The berries of this tree, which aren't on here yet, are very good for us humans and birds. They help us with all kinds of illness, including coughs, which some of us might have right now. You make a tea out of the berries. The Indians that lived here a long time ago, the Salish Indians, used the juniper tree for many things. Some plants are poisonous, so always check with an adult before eating. This is the Oregon grape plant. Its roots are very yellow, and the Indians would use the roots for yellow dye for painting their hides and their porcupine quills. It's very prickly. Lucianos has found some very long sticks. Maybe we could use those from the yarrow plant. The yarrow is also good for colds. Use the leaves, but these would make big sized wide lines for us, but very long. I think out here in my field there's all different kinds of grasses. Lucianos is enjoying them. Here's some very fine grasses. These would make really nice fine delicate lines. I'm going to pick them. All the grasses keep the soil healthy and keep it from eroding, and also make wonderful homes for little animals in the winter time. There's all kinds of tunnels in here where they were hiding. Grasses are very important. I had elk. This is an aspen grove. You can tell aspens because the bark is white and it has black blotches on it. Up in all of the trees, there are many homes for the animals. Squirrels and chipmunks and birds make their nests up there. And every time they leave a tree, they might carry the seeds of that tree far away from where the mother trees are and start another grove far away. This is how trees spread out and multiply. Down on the ground, all the leaves fall and where the grass is, and it gets rotten and turns back into soil where there's roots. All the roots are interconnected, and they talk to each other in different ways. We can't see under there, but a lot is happening. There's worms and bugs and insects, all kinds of neat things. But we do walk on the ground. Our feet touch the ground all day long. Let's go back to our art studio now and make something with all the lines we found. On our way back, you can practice drawing your shapes in the dirt or sand just with a stick. And this is a great way to practice if you don't have a lot of paper too. I'm always drawing outside on the dirt. And by overlapping all these shapes, I'm showing how we are all connected. All the animals, the birds, you and me, your teachers, your mom and dad, and your families far away, and we can all be together in one picture. All right, let's go make our art. So now we have our materials collected, and we're back in our studio, and I've sorted my grasses and needles out. The finest ones, the thicker ones, there's long stem ones, and I just got as many out as I would need for my shapes that I'm going to do. For that step is some colors, about 4 colors, one for each shape. And you could glue these grasses down without drawing the shapes out, but this seems to be easier. So I'm going to get my yellow. I want to make a big triangle. This is an angle line, horizontal line, angle line. Make sure all your lines connect. Let's do a square. I'm going to overlap it over my triangle. Don't be afraid to overlap, because what's going to happen is that'll make really cool accidental shapes right there in between. These don't have to be perfectly rectangular square, but try your best. I'm going to do an orange circle, and I'm going to overlap both of them. How about blue for a rectangle? Long side, short and short. Look, I made a new square right there, and some other cool shapes here. After you get your grasses and needles organized, maybe all the flat ones together, the skinny ones, just 4 of each, hold it up, kind of measure it, and you can just break it off. Hopefully you didn't get any huge sticks, so you won't have to use scissors for this. Hold it up and hold up the next stick, break it off, so you get 3 sides for that, and I have that already done here. So go around and do that for each one, and you can push all the other grasses off to the side. Maybe you'll do something different later with them. So what you're going to need is glue and a wet rag, in case you get glue on your hands, and a stick. Any stick will do, but I like it to hold my pieces down because it does get glue everywhere and then your hands get sticky. And what we're going to do is do one at a time, and you're drawing with glue. Hopefully you all have some glue at home. Just put a nice thick line. Keep your hand moving so you don't stay in one place too long. We don't want a lake, right? You're going to draw with the glue one shape. Make sure you close your glue each time. And I'm going to lay my stick down. I'm not going to press it down with my fingers because then I won't be able to pick anything up later, right? They'll be too sticky. It's okay if it doesn't quite match. You can always add more glue later. I'm going to push this down with my stick. And you see where it kind of overlaps there? I'm going to add a little glue at the corners. Make sure it stays there. For the circle, that was hard to have it keep in a circle, So I actually made a circle and I taped it. This will give us a drawing that has a little texture to it. It's really important when you go on your walk to collect dried needles and grasses, because if they're green they shrink and they change from day to day as they get dry. How about this for a side? It's kind of like building houses, right? Building the walls, and now we put the roof on. I have just, maybe I'll tuck that one under. We are making what's called a collage. Collage comes from the French word colle, to glue. And there I have all my shapes covered with grasses. Just make sure everything's pushed down before you move it, and I would move it holding it flat. So I'm going to put this out of the way to dry, and we'll come back and color them. But I just wanted to show you something I also found on my walk. For when you go, you might put some of these in your bag. I was really thinking about shapes. So I found a rock that's like a triangle and a circle, maybe not perfect. And here's a rectangle. I even found an oval. That's a circle that's kind of squished along. And a little baby square. So you might look for those different shapes on your walk too. Okay, we're back again. I brought out some different things that you might want to color with. I have watercolor paint, but you don't have to have it. Crayons, markers, some colored pencils. These are crayon sticks. Whatever you have can work. You don't have to have all of these. And I'm going to try crayon resist, which is, remember, the wax in the crayon will keep the watercolor from going in. And I'm going to look for different shapes where I want to fill in. And I'm not going to go near my sticks because I don't want to knock them off. So just find those little accidental shapes with crayon. And let me try some Sharpie. If I did yellow there, I probably want to do yellow somewhere way over here. My glue is still a little wet. If we get glue on our marker, it won't work very well anymore. I'm just filling in these areas. It doesn't have to be solid. I'm saving the big areas maybe for paint or crayon. I'm going to try in here. Just color in wherever you want with whatever colors you have. I'm going to make some patterns out here if you do a zigzag line. So you can draw outside of your shape, and guess what? You have new shapes you have to color. So you can just keep building it if you want on the outside. So make sure it's really dry before you start coloring. I'm going to try these. I want some blue for the sky. Doesn't have to be super solid. Maybe I'll want to make the sky out here, some shapes like that, and some roots down here, like what we talked about when we were on our walk. Put some roots in our, so I almost have like a pine tree looking in there. And you just keep coloring until you get as much coloring as you want. And I'm going to show you what I can do with paint on top of that, if you have it. Maybe if you need some watercolor sets, your teacher at school could put one in your packet. So this is one that I had finished with dry glue, and pretty much just dipped in the water, drag my brush, and you can just go right over your crayons. Crayon doesn't care because it has wax in it. It won't disappear, so don't be afraid. And you can fill in those big areas Here I had for sunshine, I put yellow up here, and I had blue for sky. Did my shapes here, and then all my roots down here. And here's all of us together, all connected and learning and having fun, and all the nature around us. And this painting right here shows us how we're right in nature and a part of it, and in this crazy world together, but having fun too. So thank you for doing my lesson today. Go exploring, see what you can find, and come back and do some artwork. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining me today. Keep discovering and creating.